It is 3 a.m. and you're staring at the ceiling again. The promotion that you worked for 18 months now suddenly means nothing. The relationship you fought to save now feels empty. The dreams that you chased now taste like ash in your mouth. And then there is this voice, this constant nagging, relentless voice whispering in your ears. What is the point? What is the point of any of this? Now, if this voice has been your constant companion lately, if you've been questioning why should you even get out of your bed, then listen to me very carefully. You're not losing your mind. You're not falling apart. There is a possibility that you are waking up. I need to tell you something that probably no one else would tell you, and at least out loud. That emptiness that you're feeling, that existential void that's swallowing your motivation, it is not a disease. It is a diagnosis. A diagnosis that life that you've been living so far is not the life you came here to live. For the past 15 years or so, I have sat with hundreds of souls, successful people, accomplished people, people who have everything in their life. They've gotten what the world told them to want and have and desire. And they all came to me with the same haunting question. I've done everything right. So why does it feel so wrong? So vain? Today I'm going to take you through this journey, moving you from the darkness that's consuming you to the light that's waiting for you on the other side. First, I'm going to show you why this emptiness is actually your soul's way of protecting you. Second, I will reveal the 3 lies that created this meaningless maze that you're trapped in. And third, I will give you a roadmap, not just to find meaning, but to become meaning in a world that desperately needs what you have to offer. And here's what no one else would prepare you for. The moment when you discover that your deepest despair was actually your compass pointing you towards your greatest gift, you would realize how important that is. So stay with me, because what feels like your ending is about to become your beginning. Welcome to Mind Healing with Bhavish. This is Bhavish Ahuja, a transformational coach and a therapist. And today, we will talk about why don't you feel right and why have you lost interest in anything and everything. First, let me ask you something, and I want you to feel this deep in your bones. What if this emptiness that you're experiencing isn't happening to you, but for you? What if your soul is desperately shutting down every source of fake fulfillment so that you can finally taste what is real? You see, right now you're experiencing what the mystics call the dark night of the soul. But here's what they don't tell you in those pretty spiritual books. That this darkness, this void, this complete loss of meaning, it is not a punishment. It is a gift. Your soul is performing surgery on your life. It is cutting away everything that was never truly yours, but you were told otherwise. The career you chose because your parents expected you to. The lifestyle that you've built because society demanded of it. The version of success that you were programmed into before you could even think for yourself. And now your soul is saying, enough. I will not waste another day, another moment living someone else's definition of what matters. And yes, it feels like dying because in many ways you are dying. The old you, the borrowed you, the fabricated you that was built on other people's blueprint, that version is dissolving. And the miraculous part is, it feels like dissolution, but it actually is distillation. Everything non-essential is being burnt away so that what remains is pure, is true, is yours. But why does finding meaning feels so impossible? Because you've been sold this idea that 3 devastating lies about what life is supposed to be. The first lie that they told you was that success equals happiness. So you climbed the mountain, you got the corner office, you bought the house, you accumulated the brands and the symbols. And then what happened? Nothing. You felt exactly the same as you did at the bottom. Because happiness was never at the top of the mountain. Happiness was supposed to be found in the climbing, in the journey. But you were so focused on reaching the destination, the top, that you missed the entire journey, the entire scenic view. The second lie that they told you was, you are what you achieve. Now, society taught you that your worth is measured by your output, your possessions. How much you earn, how much you own, how much you accomplish. But achievements are like sugar. They give you a quick rush and then leave you crashing harder than before. Because you are not what you do. You are what you are. And what you are has nothing to do with your resume, your possessions. And the third lie that they told you was, meaning comes from getting what you want. Now I believe this is the cruelest lie of all of them. Because it turns you into a beggar, constantly chasing the next thing that will finally make you complete. But meaning doesn't come from getting. Meaning comes from giving. And the moment you understand this, the moment you do that, everything changes. So where do you go when nothing seems to matter? You go to where the pain lives. Not your pain, though that's where it starts. The world's pain. Now listen to me very, very carefully, because this might save your life. Your emptiness, your despair, your complete loss of meaning, it is not random. It is resonance. You feeling empty because you're surrounded by emptiness. You're questioning everything because most of what you call life isn't living. You're losing motivation because deep down you know that most of what we have been motivated towards is actually meaningless. Your soul is not broken. Your soul is awake. And an awake soul cannot find meaning in a sleeping world. So what do? You become a bridge. A bridge between the world that is and the world that could be. You stop asking what is the point and start asking what's missing. What's missing in your family? What's missing in your community? Your world around you? Where is their suffering that you could ease? Where is their confusion that you could clarify? Where is their darkness that you could illuminate? And now you arrive at that moment that will define the rest of your life. See, you have a choice right here, right now. You can continue living for yourself, chasing happiness, accumulating experiences, trying to fill the void with more stuff. Or you could make a different choice. You can live for something bigger than yourself. And here's what I've discovered after walking through my own dark night and emerging on the other side. Life doesn't give you meaning. Life gives you opportunities to create meaning. And the moment you stop being the consumer of life and start becoming the creator of life, everything shifts. Your meaning is hidden in the pain. The thing that broke you, the experience that shattered you, that wound that won't heal, that is your sacred assignment. Your depression might be your calling to heal other broken hearts. Your betrayal might be your calling to help people rebuild trust. Your failure might be your calling to show others how to rise again. The very thing that made you question everything is the very thing that qualifies you to answer everything for someone else. And here's what you do starting today, starting right now. I urge you to stop asking what is the point of my life and start asking what is the point of my life for others. First, you identify the wound that won't heal in you, the pain that shaped you, the struggle that defined you. Second, find one person who is going through the same thing that you went through. And third, share your story, not as a victim, but as a survivor. Show them that what they are facing is not the end, it is the beginning. And fourth, do this again and again and again and continue doing it until helping other people becomes more important than healing yourself, until solving their problems becomes so urgent that it goes beyond solving yours, until their growth becomes more exciting than your own. And that's when you will discover the secret that transforms everything. Meaning is not something that you find. Meaning is something that you become. Now, you've been asking, what is the point? As if the point exists outside of you, as if meaning is something that is separate from you. But you are the point. Not as an individual desperate for significance, but you as a force in this universe. You as the unique combination of experiences, of perspectives, of wounds and wisdom that has never existed before and never will exist again. The point is not what you get from life. The point is what life gets from you. What healing does the world receive because you walked through hell and came back with a map to tell other people? What hope does someone discover because you refuse to give up when everything told you to quit? What transformation becomes possible because you turned your pain into a purpose? You see, the question was never what is the point of all of this. The real question has always been that what is the point of you? And the answer is written. In every person that you help, that every heart that you heal, every life you touch, that's where your answer is. But knowing this and living this are two different things. So let me give you a simple practice that will anchor you in meaning every single day. Every morning when that voice whispers inside your ears, what is the point of any of this? I want you to ask 3 different questions. Question number 1. Who can I serve today? Not what I can get, but what I can give. Question number 2. What can I create today? Something that didn't exist before you showed up. A solution, a connection, a moment of beauty, a spark of hope. What will you create? And question number 3, how can I grow today? Not for your own sake, but so that you have more to give. Now these 3 questions, service, creation and growth, they form the trinity that generates meaning no matter what the chaos around you is, what chaos surrounds you. Because when you're serving, you matter. When you're creating, you are contributing. And when you're growing, you're preparing to serve and create at even a higher level than yours. And before I leave, I want you to remember this, that you're not lost. You're not broken. You're not pointless. You are exactly where you need to be to discover why you're here. This void is not your enemy, but this void is your invitation to stop living someone else's life and start living the one that you came here to live. Now, I'm sure you would have gotten some relief listening to this. I'm sure you would have gotten something that gave you the answers that you were looking for. Of course, the questions will keep coming, they will keep arising, and that's why we are building this relationship together. So let's connect and get to learn more about ourselves from the mirrors of psychology, spirituality, healing, mind, body, and emotions, philosophy, and so much more. I offer my hand. Do subscribe to this channel, connect. If you have someone that you love and care for, I think the best gift that you can give them is clarity. So do share this video with them. I'd love to know you all. So do comment below your thoughts about yourself, your life, your struggles. Let's connect, man. I'd be happy to know about you. Until the next video, I want you to stay blessed, stay healthy, and catch hold of this wisdom if you can. This is Bhavish Ahuja from Mind Healing with Bhavish. I shall see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in.